3, 2, 1. Is this thing on? Can anybody hear me out there? Hello, this is old John Boy coming to you from West Tennessee. How y'all doing? Got a notification that I've gone live. Alright, seems like that worked. Yeah, let's see how long it takes before it starts playing on the YouTube. It's probably a 20-second delay. But I just wanted y'all to understand about this F.L.O.C. camera system. Yep. So it skipped my 3, 2, 1. Is this thing on? That's what it sounds like. Alright. That's why I do that in the beginning, just to see how much I lose. Alright, I don't know if y'all have ever heard of this F.L.O.C. camera system. But they're utilized by the law enforcement agency reconnecting. Oh, I'm having the Dabu 7 reconnect on the OBS. Happens to him all the time. It's a way of weeding out watchers. It's a way to weed out the viewers. And then I noticed this on top of it. Since we're talking about surveillance, this F.L.O.C. camera system's actually tied in with the AI. The AI is wanting to know everything we're doing, y'all. Everything. Oh, I'm back to my old kerosene lighter. You'll see that. You got fluid inside there. But anyhow, whenever you start making a point or whatever, if they can't buffer you, they will mess with the audio and speed it up and slow it down. Just make it to where whatever you said is unrecognizable. And that, I see it happen to Dabu all the time, but I also see it happen to, believe it or not, the Fox channel, the news channel. I have seen it where when they go to make the truth or whatever the words are they're about to use, that thing will audio it out so you can't hear it. It's an AI attack. And they're worried about AI becoming greater and wanting, AI taking over. But anyhow, hey, let's listen to this. Y'all tell me if you can hear it or not.
Communities across Northeast Ohio are turning to a high-tech device to help crime. Several police departments in our area are now using surveillance tools called F.L.O.C. cameras to support their work. Neil Fisher explains what they are, how they're being used, and the latest community to jump on board.
Tonight, Bay Village is the latest community in Northeast Ohio to install software to protect against crime.
Within the last 2 years, we've kind of been inundated with auto thefts.
F.L.O.C. cameras are designed to identify license plates associated with crimes. The cameras are set up at the entrance to communities and are solar powered. The Bay Village Police Department will spend roughly $25,000 this year.
The cost is outweighed by the benefit to the community.
Between Bay Village, Avon, Westlake, and Lakewood, there are 73 cameras. Sergeant Edward Chapman and the Bay Village Police Department will now be alerted immediately of a hit.
Obviously, any missing child, any missing person, that's something we're going to give priority to. Warrants, we'll do our best to ensure that accurate information is there, and if we can find the car safely. So the lag time is about 5 to 15 seconds.
Police can look for specific indicators as well, whether that be a gang member or suspected terrorist, someone with warrants, or even Amber Alerts.
It won't give us any information unless there's some indicator there. So I know that that's one of the questions that a lot of people have is, well, it's just taking pictures of everything that's coming through, and all we're getting is information that is tied to specific alerts or certain indicators that we would be concerned about.
The system also allows police departments to use the cameras for investigative purposes.
If there are people that we may be looking for, vehicles that we may be looking for, we're able to create kind of our own hot list. But it has to be for some type of investigative purpose.
The F.L.O.C. cameras are also set up in Menor, Solon, East Cleveland, and Brunswick, just to name a few. Here in Northeast Ohio, the Bay Village Police Department tells me that 6 of their 8 are actively running right now, with the one behind me.
Yeah,
but they haven't had to use it to locate anyone just yet. Laura?
All right, Neil, live for us tonight. We appreciate it. Thank you.
See, that's crazy. And that's what's happened to me, man. I pissed off the stadgum Officer Cook of the Henderson Police Department. See it. Huh. I guess I've Huh. I guess I've disconnected and reconnected again. It's so crazy. And all I got is a white page. I'm scrolling, y'all, and you can't tell it. Why can't I find... Alright, they were showing these cameras and how much they cost. But anyhow, I pissed off this cop, and then evidently I pissed off the judge. You know, you hurt their feelings, they will sit there and do their democratic tactics, you know what I mean? So watch Woman of the Dragon. How you doing out there? But anyhow, somehow or another, they red flagged my license and suspended my license due to lack of medical information. I don't have but a speeding ticket and a over the fog line ticket on. I only got 6 points. You're allowed 11. You get 12. You lose your license. Well, I only got 6. I'm halfway there, y'all, but I still ain't got license. So I ain't been driving anywhere since January. Thursday, I had to deal with daggum cops with their pretentious, oh, we're up here investigating because the property owner next door thinks you're on his property. I'm like, dude, you don't come up here. And I was live streaming. I said, I'm live streaming this, so y'all can't sit there and make up a fictitious charge and haul me in. You know, you can just be standing there, mind your own business, sucking on a lollipop, and next thing you know, you're going to jail because fucking cop said you did something. You fit the description. I mean, we're living in some crazy times. But yeah, I don't know why this is on. All right. I try to keep my chat on all chat, live chat or whatever, not top chat, because if you don't chat much, it won't show it. It's crazy how I'm so tired of the AI, y'all. I'm so tired of it. The AI is part of the reason why I shut up, because it's bad enough it's reading my mind, but I'm not putting my thoughts out here anymore and what I'm gonna do. I'm not going to put my true intentions out here so the AI can try to formulate a plan to stop it. Whatever I do, man, this AI is countering everything. Yeah, but anyhow, I was just going to point out this F.L.O.C. camera system. If y'all don't understand, it's actually, I mean, they're saying, oh, we're using it for good, you know, Amber Alerts, you know, the tag number of whoever stole the baby, you know, they go past the camera, it'll alert them. Reconnect it. Disconnect it and reconnect it. There's no, what the hell, man? The AI has figured out a switch in this OBS studio to where if you start making a point and start giving true examples of what's going on, this thing will kick you out. It'll scramble your audio. It'll do all sorts of crazy crap. God. Well, look, I was just going to go on to, I was going to go further than that, but I need to get some stuff done. I ain't been able to go to work because, you know, there's one guy out of the whole shop that wants to make up having Friday off, so the boss is doing an optional 10-hour week. And because I have to ride with somebody, I don't have an option to go in at 8 to 5. You know, this guy, he took a vacation day. He's just looking at, I'm getting overtime. Well, I'm missing a whole week's worth of work because I refused to work 10 hours. But I would work 8, but I ain't got no way to get there. You know what I mean? My ride leaves an hour earlier and comes home an hour later. So I'm out of work for a whole fucking week while this guy makes up for his Friday off. I done told that dude Thursday. I was like, dude, if you're the reason why we're fixing to have to work 10-hour days and I'm not going to be able to come in next week, I'll pay for that fucking Friday that you need the money for so bad. I will pay you for that day you missed so I can come in and work 8 hours a day next week. Yeah. So here I am, not making a paycheck this week because I'm not going in. Fuck it. 6 o'clock. I got to leave the house at 6 in the morning. Man, the sun ain't even up. I got a dog to walk. I got all these squirrels and birds and deer to feed. I mean, I do 45 minutes worth of work before I go to work. You know what I mean? That ain't counting getting up and getting ready to go to work. I got 45 minutes worth of stuff I got to do in the morning before I go to work. I got plants and pots I got to take care of. I mean, come on. And then in the afternoon, I got the same difference. I got to give the little squirrels a little afternoon feeding. I mean, look, there is no riches in the world could buy what I've got. There is no amount of money and treasures to ever achieve what I have here. How many people in this world, and there might be a couple, can sit there and be minding their own business, and next thing you know, daggone squirrel jumps on your back, you know, and comes up and rubs on and plays with you, and, you know, you can kiss it, you can hold it in your hand, you can rub its belly. I mean, dadgum, how many people got that? And I'm not going to lose that. Money is not important enough for me to lose that. You know what I mean? And nobody could ever buy what I've got. Nobody. I don't care how much treasures and money and whatever. You cannot ever have what I have. So that is what I look at as far as what's enjoyable about this earth. Other than that, these F.L.O.C.K camera systems and the AI and all that crap, man, it can go where the sun don't shine. Per slogan. How you doing out there? But anyhow, I'm not gonna keep him by. I haven't been live in a while. I almost went live yesterday, and I was like, screw it. The OVS did its special little thing again. You'll see that. Squirrel feeding area. Watch your nuts. I'm so glad. Look, that daggone little squirrel. She'll grab a peanut out of my hand, and then she wants to attack my hand. I'm so glad that peanut's in her mouth, though. Because, man, them things can bite. Anything that can crack through a hickory nut and stuff like that. Could you imagine what they do to your bone? I mean, I've been bit by a squirrel once. That thing bit me through my fingerprint, and the tooth hit the bottom of my fingernail. Oh, you could see the mark. It was crazy. I mean, that thing bit all the way through the fingerprint side to the bottom side of my fingernail, man. That thing bled. I mean, it was just drip, 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 drip for 20 minutes, man. I couldn't get it to stop bleeding. I have a video on my channel. That's like, wait a minute. Evidently, I must have had another channel before this one. Because that happened in like 2014. And I haven't had this channel but since 2016. Unless I put it on Google Plus back in the day. Uh-oh. Test. Oh, phew. I had my sound bar was hidden for the mic. And I was looking up here and wasn't nothing moving. I'm like, what in the world? But anyhow, I just wanted to show y'all that F.L.O.C. camera system. And let y'all know it's more nefarious than what you think it is, you know. But anyhow, look, Y'all, I'm gonna get out of here. I'm gonna get out of here and get something done. I got some tobacco plants going. I've got 2 different strains in pots. Whoa. Let me. I got one each of 2 different strains, but I've got like, I don't know, 8 of one strain and 5 of another, but they're real scrawny, man. I bought these little seed starter thing with LED grow lights built in. Yeah, I don't think it puts out enough light because it made them real skinny and, what you call them, they stretched like crazy. So I rehabilitated. I got 2 of them. One of them looks like a daggum cabbage, almost for real. The other one looks like some turnip greens coming up out of the ground. While the others that are in the starter thing still look, I mean, the one, man, I don't know, I ain't got a picture, or do I? Screw it, ain't worry about it. I'll post something later. And then I got like a poppy going. Like a little, well, I can't get into everything I'm doing over here. I hadn't got the sugar cane going. I just look. All of a sudden, I mean, like 2 weeks ago, there wasn't any leaves on the trees. Now there's briars and daggum vines and just, it's come to life out here. Poison ivy. I was like, oh shoot, there's a piece of poison ivy. Yes. Super Dave 44. How you doing out there? Oh man. It's kind of cool this morning, man. It's like in the low 60s. But the sun is out. It's kind of cloudy. Man, y'all, I didn't realize how much filming I did from my vehicle. And there's been so many times I've sat there and like, I need to jump my truck and go. And I'm like, I can't jump my truck and drive. My poor old truck's got a layer of pollen and dust on it like crazy. I ought to be working on it, but I don't know, y'all. But look, I wasn't going to stay on here long. I was just going to alert people about that F.L.O.C.K system because it's got me scrogged. If I go by it, it alerts all the law enforcement everywhere. And they can't figure out how come they can't find me on the road. They think I put a different tag on or something. I took the tags all the way off my truck. That way, if I do have to get on the road, I ain't got no tags on it. You know what I mean? And then I'll go ahead and use my 14th Amendment, my 4th Amendment, 5th Amendment, and I'll just sit there and do that and be able, I promise you, if you hold strong, keep your doors locked and your window barely cracked down, but if you hold strong to your constitutional rights, them MFers, I have to eventually either violate your rights and bust your window and snatch you out, or they'll eventually get back in their car and leave you the F alone. I'm just saying. But anyhow, look. And Super Day, I've been lurking and I don't get notifications. I accidentally, if I happen to be on YouTube, I might catch you live here and there. Half the time I just lurk. That's just me though. Man, I ought to go. You know what? That's what wow, I got too many irons in the fire, y'all. Just too many irons in the fire. I need to get that sorghum going, but I actually need to, where I want to do it, or the sugarcane, what I say? Well, sugarcane turned into sorghum. But what I want to do to sugarcane is turn it into rum. Yo ho ho and a bottle of rum. But yeah. But yeah, y'all, I think I'm gonna get off here. I gotta get some stuff done. The sun's out. I live in the woods, so I gotta move these tobacco plants around wherever the sun's shining down at. So I do that periodically throughout the day. That's why I need to cut down some trees and junk, because I need to open me up a patch. I got some, what is that I got going? Cayenne? No. I'm sorry. I got some Tabasco peppers. I just noticed the seedling or the seeds have finally germinated, and there's a couple little seedlings popping up. But they're actually from a plant I grew earlier last year. And man, I started my own popcorn because popcorn is. Well, I'm not gonna say Orville Rickenbackers ain't genetically modified. What is that called? Jolly something? I know it's not genetically modified at all. So I grew some popcorn one year, and then I harvested that popcorn and grew that popcorn the next year, and then I harvested that corn, but I haven't grown anything from it. So I've got a third generation popcorn seed that I can plant. Because what I was going to do, was a certain, look, I've taken some white and yellow and made my own breed. You know, you got white popcorn, you got yellow popcorn. Well, I cross-pollinated, and I've got, like, the dominant white with the yellow, and then I've got the dominant yellow with the white. So I need to grow those and cross genetic. I do some crazy stuff, y'all. It takes time. But yeah, I'm trying to come up with my own popcorn strain. You know, that's not genetically modified. I mean, even though you're genetically modifying it naturally, you know. And I've been trying to, whichever one does the best is the one I reuse those seeds to replant. Is that what it is? Jolly Pop? Nah, you can't never get too much sun, Buckeye Jim. I'm telling you, man, if you look, you can burn them up if they get too hot. If they can't, I mean, you look, I've been experimenting with grow lights, and I put 3 times the amount of light required on my plant. And now I'm experimenting with spectrums of light. And you've got the UV and the UV. The UV helps, well, depending on your plant, but the UV helps in early growth. But also in certain plants, the UV helps put flavoring into some things at the end of the plant cycle, along with the UV, which helps promote growth. I don't know, it's just weird. But yeah, I've been, I mean, you can burn something up, but if it's watered properly, it shouldn't burn up because it's only going to use the amount of light that it can use. It can't use any more. And what it can't use is, it just passes through it, or, it doesn't absorb, or however. Green light, they found that green light goes completely through the leaf. People think green light's not beneficial, but it is, because, I don't know, it's just crazy, y'all. It's white light, it's got all the spectrum in it. It's got from the red to the blue, or from this OBS. It's just reconnected. I've never had this thing do this. Start talking some truth. People's last stand. How you doing out there? But yeah. Yeah, man, I about got everything ready except for writing my speech. But next month, I'm going to go to the town hall meeting down here in Henderson, Tennessee. That way the mayor's there, and the chief of police and the assistant chief and all their little crony officers will be there. I've got the Declaration of Independence right here, you know, a copy of it. I've got the thin blue line coin with their oath of office on it. I've got a copy of their oath. But anyhow, basically what I'm going to do is I'm going to go in there and I got a white suit with skulls and roses, red roses on it. Oh, hang on. Let me see. Oh, it's too far over there. I got a white top. Hey, I'll do it. Super Dave, you down there? Check this out. You like this. Yeah. That is to go along with my suit. And then I have white shoes with skulls on them, and I have socks with skulls on them. And I'm going to go into the city council meeting representing the death of the constitutional American. And I'm going to invite the local news to be at the city council meeting for this particular date. I don't know if they live stream it on the web or not. If I find out they do, I'll be sure to include that later. But I'm fixing to make a point. I'm fixing to point out to this town that if I can get up enough money, I need a GoFundMe. I need to hire the best lawyer I can get because I got multi-million-dollar suits, several different multi-million-dollar suits I can put against this town, the police department, and the individual cops. Oh, y'all still there? I about yanked everything out. But yeah, I've had enough. I've had enough. But look, y'all. Still got the old Trans Am coffee mug right there going. Another cigarette. Yeah, I'm reverted back to my cigarette box. My cigarette roller. My little filters. Y'all just don't know, man. I'm saving $300 a month rolling my own cigarettes. And I'm smoking less because I'm getting tired of having to roll them. But yeah, man, y'all just don't know. I've had it with this world, and like I said, there ain't enough. And this is what I want to tell my boss too. I want to tell because he's gonna make a comment. He's gonna be like, "Was it worth missing a whole week because you didn't want to come in at 7?" I'm just gonna look at him and tell him, "Look, I got a life beyond this job here." And when this job hours start interfering on that life, which you can ask anybody, my life, my free time is worth more than $1 million an hour. So there's no amount of money you can pay me to eat into my time. You see what I'm saying? I have my standards, and I'm not going to look. I spend too much time at work. I'm sorry, but I get up at say 4:30 and I don't get home. All right, I get up at 4:30, get ready for work. I don't get home to after 5:30. That don't leave me much life left here, many hours of life to live here before I got to go to bed. You know what I mean? So if I try staying up later, I'm hurting my health by not getting enough sleep. You know what I'm saying? And if I eat, I'm taking up time I could be using for something else besides cooking. You see what I'm saying? That's why I need a live-in maid. I just ain't got time to be Because if I'm cooking, I can't be doing something else. You see what I'm saying? I don't know, y'all. But I'm just saying, I'd rather spend my time here than sitting there working for nothing. I mean, I was fixing to start my own business back up again. Mobile body shop. I've done it for 10 years before. But I was going to start it up again. That way I could make a paycheck a day. You know what I mean? I'd rather make $400, $500 a day or more. Bad day, maybe 100. But that'd be a really bad day. A minimum of $400 a day, 5 days a week. You know, that's like working a month and a week. And you did it in 5 days. Look how much time. I mean, that's what gets me. I am tired of spending all this time to make a dime when I could spend a little time to make $1. You know what I mean? It just don't make sense. I can do 5 times the amount of income per day than I can stretching it out all week. And that's what it is. It's just ridiculous, man. I do more work.